Perks of Being a Wallflower is based on the widely popular novel by Stephen Chbosky about a freshman named Charlie, played by Logan Lerman, who's always watching from the sidelines until two charismatic seniors take him under their wing. Beautiful, free-spirited Sam, played by Emma Watson, and her fearless stepbrother Patrick, played by Ezra Miller, shepherd Charlie through new friendships, first love, burgeoning sexuality, parties, midnight screenings of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and the quest for the perfect son. Sam decides to make Charlie a milkshake because he really wanted one, and he tells her that, oh, Michael, my best friend, he shot himself last May. And she's like, ugh. What? She's like, and she tells Patrick this, and she's like, I don't think he has any friends. Like, and they pity him, in my opinion, in the movie. But they're like, you know what, Charlie, you're cool, and they call him a wallflower. I wish I could be like, oh yeah, I totally know what this wallflower thing means, and this means this and that, and this and that, and the third about the title, but I don't. I know that, a wallflower is a shy person, I believe. It's one of my favorite movies, and I don't even know what it means, but it's the disc. They all become friends with him, and one of the seniors, Mary Louise, she's taken a fondness to him, but he really likes Sam, Charlie. He likes him. And he gets in a relationship with her. He does not like her, and he really does like Sam, but Sam is dating this other guy. Their friendship progresses. He gets along with Patrick. They drive, and they want to find a song. There's this song that they play in the truck while they're driving, and Sam, like, gets out the truck, and you know how a pickup truck has, like, a little window from the seats, and she gets out, and she's standing at the truck, and she's, like, floating, and it's like they're going under a tunnel. Stuff like that. But, she does that, and Charlie's just looking at her in amazement. He's so infatuated by her. He's not into Mary Louise. I think he starts dating her after Christmas. Christmas comes, and they're all friends with him, and they do a Secret Santa, and he buys presents for all of them, even though it's just one person. He gets such sentimental gifts to everyone, especially Sam. I think he finds the tunnel song that they're trying to find, I believe. He finds a song, and he gives it to her. This is where it's like weird, because he's like a freshman, but he skipped a year, so he's technically a sophomore, but I still find it a little weird. What business does a senior have to do with a sophomore? But I digress. Sam is like talking to him about how, her first kiss was with a friend or a coworker of her father's, and like when she was a kid. And Charlie is like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like, and she's just like, I want you to have your first kiss with someone who truly loves you, and she kisses him. That's like, it's like one of his best nights ever. And, he's just a lonely kid, but he loves his friends at this point. He starts dating Mary Louise, I think, after finding out Sam is dating somebody, a college guy named Greg. He's also helping Sam retake the SATs so she could go to college. He does not like Mary Louise, and let me just say, the scene that it comes to is so awkward and horrible, and I get secondhand embarrassment each and every single time I watch, and I still watch. It's crazy. But there's the scene where they're all sitting around and they're playing Truth or Dare, and Patrick dares Sam to kiss this point, he's back in the friend group, and it's around springtime. Sam retook her SATs. There's this whole Rocky Horror Picture Show thing that happens throughout the movie. They do Rocky Horror. I don't know if you know what Rocky Horror Picture Show is, but they do this whole thing, and the movie's playing, but there's also a live performance of them reenacting the scenes, like right while the movie's playing, and they do that too. Charlie even has to hop in to a performance. Going back to what I was saying, Sam passes her SATs. Not passes, but she gets a better score in her SATs with the help of Charlie, and all the seniors are going off to college. Charlie's like, I'm so happy for you guys, but I'm also just really sad. You gotta feel bad for you. You really feel bad for him. They all go to prom. Charlie does not go to prom with them. He is really sad, and it's graduation time now. Sam's broken up with her boyfriend. It's graduation time, and he goes and sees them graduate and whatever, and they have this really cute moment, blah 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 blah. It gets to the point where he's helping Sam pack up for her to leave. She's doing a summer thing at Penn State. He's helping her pack up. They have this moment where he recites the quote that the teacher said, we accept the love we think we deserve. And Sam's like, she's like, so if you think that, why didn't you ever ask me out? And he's like, I didn't think that's what you wanted. And she's like, you can't just say that, like, you can't just do that. You need to do something for yourself for once. And they start making out. And in that scene where they're making out, she puts her hand on his thigh, and he gets like a flashback of his aunt doing the same thing. And it's really rough to see. And Charlie's just like, whoa. They make out, blah, blah, blah. He's really sad. She's leaving. And it's time to go, packing up. They're off. He's walking back home, and he's really sad. He's in his tuxedo. He's in a suit and tie for graduation, for when he went to graduation, and he's going back, and there's just a bunch of scenes happening